Yeah. Hello, all. Good morning and good evening. So, 1 minute. Let me load the project. Yeah. Where we stop yesterday. Routing. Yep. Okay. Uh, Let me start the server. Yeah, okay. Actually, it was showing an error of we declare the properties of private, so I just made as them public. Now it's fine. There's no error now. So it is started. See, so stocks, employees, and routing. So all working. Now extra thing we have to do in the same application is when I click on this particular employee, so that person data I want to display in a next page. So that's the plan over here. So how you do that? So just click on each particular employee. I think we have already done this in Express JS, right? So you want to make a routing of Express JS. See, we made a path like this. Let's say employees. So if you made a path called employees, it has to get all the employees. Same way, when I say slash employees slash some ID, so whenever I pass some ID, so I need to fetch that particular or a single employee. Okay, so we need to do this thing now. Okay, so yeah, my plan is when I click on this employee, so that employee data has to display. So to display, we need another component. So we'll plan is already employee component is there. Let's create employee detail component to display details of employee details, and another one stock details component. Okay, and we also configure with the specific ID in the URL. Okay, let's start. So first of all, let me go to this employee list. Where is that? Let me close all. Yep. So go to employees, employee list component. Sorry, employee.html. Here, yes, correct. So here, the very first name. Okay, first name. I want to make a link. So I will just cut this. I'll make an anchor tag. So not href. I want to go with the router link. Router link slash colon id, or you can just substitute the id employee dot id, and then let's put a name over here. Let me check what happens here. See, when I keep a cursor, see in the bottom of the page, we are getting employees slash 15 here, employees slash 14, employees slash 8, employees slash 5. Yes, it's working. But when I click on this, I need to go to some other component. So first I have to create a component. That's a component name is employee details components. So let me create that first, and then we'll configure. So go to components and then open in terminal. So here uh, np not npm ng c for components. So employee minus details. Enter. Okay. So employee details components. Fine. So let's check. I got employee details components. And meanwhile, why can't you create a stock details also? So stock details. Let's make us stock minus details. Yep. So let's go to employee details, and yes, it's created. So let me configure this employee details whenever this ID is referred. Okay, when your URL is going to be a slash employees slash ID. So where you gonna write this thing is in your routing.ts. See, app routing.module.ts. Yep, here employees is there. Let's make another one. Let's make a path. Path is going to be employees slash colon ID. You can configure in this way, comma. The components is going to be the employee details components. Yes, and then comma. Okay. So we made employees slash ID is going to be the employee details components. So let me go over there and HTML. I make some H1. I'll check once what happening. Let's check. So here, when I click on this person, see, I got employee slash one in the URL, and it display employee details works. Okay. And then when I click on this guy, just slash 8. But my plan is I need to fetch this number 8 in my details component. If you can able to fetch that number, so from that number, I mean, I can filter out this entire data with that 8. Okay. So that's a plan. But how to fetch this 8 in this? I mean, how to get this data? Same story in Express.js. How to get this ID? Generally, how you get that? You can declare like this: let employee ID is equal to what you write request dot params dot ID. So this is what we used to do in a Node or Express.js. Okay, request dot params dot ID. But it is not server; it's an Angular. So Angular is slight different. So let's see. So how you catch this ID in your Angular component? Which component? This is details components. So let me go to the details component.ts. Yep. Here, you have to configure one more. There's something called activated router. So I'll just do that. Private underscore activated or active routes of type activated routes. Yes, using this you can fetch. And what I'm doing is this. I need to catch the ID as well. So I can make as public. Not there. I can create a public employee ID. Okay, of type string. Yep. Now what I do, employee ID string and this part. So this dot underscore activate root dot. There is a function called param map dot subscribe, and here you have an callback, and in this you will be getting another parameter like param map of type param map of type param map. So using that you will fetch it. So it is like this. So this dot employee ID is equal to param map dot get of ID. Yes. So this is the way you will fetch the ID through the URL. This ID you want to fetch it using this process using activated route. Okay, I got employee ID. Just to cross check, this employee ID I will display on my HTML. Let me go to HTML just for time being. I write employee ID. Let's see what is that. Is that coming or not? Okay, so let's check and see 8 is coming. When I go to employees, when I search for this person, 12, say 12. When I search for 20, yes, I got 20. Okay, so we can able to fetch this number. Fine, and but I don't need to display this empty like this. I need to display a nice card to represent the whole employee data. Okay, so let's do that part. So I'll do one thing. Dot container, one row. Let's make this 1 meter. Let's make a section. Here I'll give the class call. Class nothing, just p4 and container and row, and inside the call md4 single card, and in that card header, add body. Fine. What you're gonna display is I want to display the person name here. So I go with the bg primary and text to white and the text sender. So person name. But how you get the person name? But we have only the ID, right? I mean here. but I am not have the complete employee data. Okay, how to fetch the employee data? Employee data is gonna get from the, what is that? Employee service. Yes. Um, if you go to services, yes, employee service.ts, yes, this is gonna give you the list of employees. We'll filter out and we'll fetch as per RID. So the plan is, I go here, I just create public employee of, let's take of type I employee, because we have made this customized type. Yeah, here I do. Anyway, this employee ID is coming. So through this employee ID, I have to filter out this all data. So first, let me, if you want to call employee service, means you have to declare it here in the constructor. So let's make another one, private underscore employee service of type employee service. Yes, once you have declared, so Angular is going to inject this for us. So here, this dot underscore employee service dot get all employees dot subscribe. Here you're gonna get the data, and this data we need to catch. How? Um, this data I need to attach to. Shall we do one thing? This dot directly employee is equal to data. We know already data. What is that type? Employees array only. So dot find. Okay, and here you have a function. Let's take like this employee, which returns employee, not this, that employee dot id. Oh, sorry, it must be another function, right? Okay, employee dot id is equal to my this dot employee id. Okay, so I just made a direct function here, because data is an array of employees. So dot find function, in that you have another function, so which give you each employee. So which returns employee dot id is matched with this dot employee id. So my employee id, which is coming from the URL, and also the employee id which is there inside of this all employees, if it is matched, that employee will be written back to the employee, and this employee I want to display where in my HTML. So somewhere here, I write, for time being, I write right here something here, employee of type JSON, because I can see the whole data. So let's check once. If I go to employees, no data. If I click on no data, it's coming empty. One moment. Why it is coming empty is um, employee ID. This employee ID may be not matching employee.id. So what is that data? One moment. Let me go to this services. This URL. Let me copy this. Go to here. Paste. See. Oh, okay. It is number. If it is number, what we have configured in the iEmployee. Oh, we made a string. Acha, that's a problem. Okay, you can do one thing. We can make this as number, because it's getting, see, all are string only except the ID. ID is perfect number. Okay, I need number. If that is number, then go to employee details.ts. So it shows the error because you can't compare the number and string, because it is of type number. If that is of type number, the param map is give you a string actually, so you have to convert that to number. Yes, let's make, one thing, number dot parse integer of param map. So now what happened? Actually, from the URL, you're gonna get in a string format, the URL. So I have passed it back to the number. So I got a perfect number, and here also, it was declared as the number. In the iEmployee also, it is declared as a number now. So I hope it's just match now. So let's check. It has to work now. Um, Go back. Yes, you got data. So slash 17. So 17% data is coming. Okay. Let me cross check one more time. Let me click on a 6. Yes, the 6% data is coming. Okay, that's how you can do. Fine, but I don't need this empty JSON like this. I need to make a proper some styles I want to write. Okay, so back to details. Here, I will give the employee name H3 employee name. Let's say employee dot first name as well as employee dot last name. So that's a full name. Okay, and then in the card body I want to display the I just want to highlight the number. So what is the number is going to come over here. So better I write I write a h2 tag. Inside I write a span. I'll give the class called badge and badge primary. So let me display the number. Let's say employee ID or employee.id, anything. Employee.id, but I want to keep it center. So let's say text center. But I want to make it even bigger. You can give the class called display 2. Okay, just to want to highlight this number. Okay, fine. And then I want to display another data also here. Let's say H3 watch. Let's add employee dot okay, email, gender, IP address. Let's make email employee dot gender, employee dot IP address. Okay, fine. And you can make one HR tag just for horizontal line. Okay, so I got some data. That's fine. Now let's try again. But here's some more data has to be there. Plan is I do one thing instead of in this row, yeah, below. I write another P with a class called lead. Just write some lorem 40 tab. Just for timing. Just I want to make fill out the space. Yeah, okay, looks good. Just to fill out the space. Fine. Now check. Go to employees. When I click on 16% data has come. And also please check this. I mean, this tab is not getting refresh. Um, Number 5. Yes, it is like number 5. Yes, it looks good. Fine. One more thing is, um, okay, let's finish for the stocks also, and then we'll discuss what to do. Stocks. So stocks, we have already created the stocks list, stock details components. Let me configure that stock details component in the routing as well. Let me go back to the routing. So here, let me give the path of type stocks slash colon ID dynamic, and the components is going to be the stock capital S stock detail components. Okay, now let me go back to the stocks. Let me close all, open only stocks. So stock details component dot ts. Yeah, here I need a stock ID. Let's say public. So stock ID of type again, it shows the problem for stock ID also, because stock is also as having an ID. Okay, so better I do one thing. I go to um, services, iStock. Yes, this is also should be changed to number, because we face the same issue in employee. Back to number, and when I declare the stock ID, it also to be a number. So both the number has to match. Fine. And I need to fetch the ID here using the activate route. So let's say private underscore activated routes or router anything. It will be activated routes, and using that we need to fetch the ID. So this dot underscore activated route dot param map dot subscribe. Here you get the param map of type param map. Sorry, you have a function. So here you have a param map of type capital param map, and inside you can say this dot stock ID is equal to param map. I want to convert to integer, so number dot pass integer of param map dot get of ID, because I'm passing ID over there. So ID, I got the stock ID, and let me display for time being stock ID over in HTML. Let me display, it's not P, let's make slide bigger, H1, and display the stock ID. So let's check once. But one more thing, we have not configured this ID specific thing in the details actually. Let me go to stock. See, when I click on this, nothing works because we have not made this as a link to go for the ID. This we'll do once in a stock page. Let me go to stock component.html. Yep, here. Yeah, for stock name, I'll want to make it. So let me cut this. Let's make an anchor tag. It's not href. It's going to be the router link. I just give the stock ID, stock.id, and display purpose is this name. So let's check. See, it's showing in the bottom of the page, left side, stock /15 and stock /22, 12 and 9. Yes, it's working. And when I click on this, it goes to yes 7. I'm gonna get 7. And when I click on 18, yes, I got 18. Fine. Now same story like employee. I need to fetch this number, specific data, and display over here. So let me get the data first. So employee details components. So I create another um, property. That's a stock of type I stock. And to fetch the I stock, we need to have dependency on stock service. So private underscore stock service of type stock service. Yep. And using this stock service, we need to fetch. So I'll make here. So this dot underscore stock service dot get all stocks dot subscribe. Here you're gonna get the data. So let me get the data, and this data we know it's a type of it's an array of stocks. So I'll write directly this dot stock is equal to data. It's an array of stocks dot find. So in this I have a function, so I can write a function as it is stock arrow. So stock dot id is matched with my stock id, not this one. So this dot stock id. Yes. So this stock ID is coming from the URL because we made it from the paramap. And this stock ID and existing stock ID which is matched for any of the stock, and that data is going to return to the stock. And the stock I want to display on my HTML. So I write something H1. So stock of type JSON. Let's check once. Back to here. Yes, we got data. Fine. So now let's convert this like a proper card, but don't do the card again because we have already made in the employees. Let me grab that card from employees. So employee details component.html. Yes, I have it. Let me grab everything because I want same type of card here. So stock details.html, let me replace. And here what we change is it is of BG warning, and it's not employed at first name, it is just a stock name. Stock dot stock name, and BG badge primary. It's not badge primary, badge warning, and employee ID. Acha, okay, it's a stock ID, and I display this stock details. So it's gonna be the stock dot stock name already taken. So stock market, and then stock industry, and then stock sector, and then finally the stock symbol. Fine, and then we made this basic paragraph. Okay, looks good. Let me check. Yes, I got it, but not applicable. Which one? 18. Maybe data is not applicable. 18, 18, 18, 18. Yes, it's not applicable. Fine. Let's check the proper data. 12. Yes, Swal is coming. And when I click on 15, yes, I got 15. And let me get this JMP group. Yes, I got JMP group. Everything is fine. That's fine. But I want to make a slight bigger card because its data is not able to fit here. You can make it a 6 at least. Okay, fine. Next, the plan is actually one extra thing I want to tell you here is, see, when I go to employees, I got an employees thing. But when I click on this particular Artlin, this person, I got data. Fine. Next, again, I want to go back to the employees this thing. So what do? You're just clicking on a employees here. No, I don't want to do that. What is my plan is I'll make some back button. So when I click on a back button, I want to go back to the employees page. So how you navigate is because it's an example of routing as well as navigation. So when I make a back button, it has to go back to employees page. Okay. So let's do that part now in the last. So how you do that back button over here is, let me start with employee detail component. So where in the card only, let's make in the last, yeah, somewhere here. Let's take a button with the class call btn man as primary, and let's take a small button btn sm. Let's say back to employees, back to employees. Check once. Yep. So I have a button. So when I click on this button, I have to go back to the employees. Better I do one thing. I cut this. I keep it with for better understanding. I create a card footer. In that I'll paste. Okay, but we have to keep it center again. Let's say text center. Fine. So now when I click on this back to employees, it has to go back to employees page. So click on means you have to apply the click event, but we don't have any function. So I'll create a function. So let's say first when the click happens, I say a function. So back to employees function. So I'm gonna create it in my TS file, employee details.ts here. Yeah, I'm gonna create here. So navigation. So let's say public back to employees. Fine, and I think its error has gone. Yes. Okay. Here how to navigate back to the employees is, you need to load another Other class that is router. I tell you how to load that again. Same story here. Let's say private underscore router of type router of Angular. Yes, Angular slash router. This thing. So using this router, we can navigate. So back to here. Let's say this dot underscore router dot navigate. Yes. So navigate to where this actually accepts um, is actually accepts an array. In this array, the path is going to be what? Employees. Okay, like this. So this dot underscore router dot navigate to the slash employee. So whenever you click on that, is call this method, and this method is navigate back to this. So as soon as this navigation link is there, automatically this is already configured in the router's configuration where it is here. So as soon as this detects in the router configuration, it is made like you to load the employee component, so that employee component is going to load on the page. Let's try this part now. So here, when I go to employees now, I click on a number 7, got it. And when I click on back to employees, see it's back to employees. And I click on 5, 7 to 5, click on back, click on employees, is there 18, I got 18, click on back. Yes, working. This is how you navigate back, and I just want to do that same thing for stocks as well. Let me quickly do that. For stock details HTML, in this card body, I'll make another card minus footer. So in this, I'll take a button with a class called btn minus um, btn minus warning, and yes, I want to make it center. When I click on this, so let's say click back back to stocks. Let me copy this. So create inside the TS. Yeah, here. Let's say navigation. So public back to stocks. And so you want to back to talk. You need to have a router. Let me load that, comma. So private underscore router of type router of Angular. It imports automatically. Router. Next, yep, here. This dot underscore router dot navigate back to an array. Inside, you need to provide the path slash router, not router, it's a slash stocks. So this dot underscore router dot navigate to the stocks. So now save it, and it's done. Check once. Stocks. I click on a first stock. Yes, I got a stock. Oh, you didn't made any name for that. Yeah, here. Let's say back to stocks. Check now. Yeah, let me start from here. But I want a small button, PTN minus SN. Yeah, fine. Okay, employees, stocks. Click on the first one. Got this. So when I click on back to stocks, yes, back to stocks page. And here when I click on stock again and go to this one, 11, got it. So click on back to stocks, again back to stocks. So routing employee stocks, you can go to particular employee, you can see the particular data, and even you can click on back to employees, it's back to this page, and stocks, go there and click on that, go back. So this is actually the concept of Angular routing as well as the navigation. Is enough. And next, based on the same concept, because here at this point we understand almost some of the concepts of Angular. First, we have understand what's data binding. So how to bind data with your components, class name to the templates, like a four ways, like a I think you know this, which one, property binding, interpolation, like event binding, and template reference variable. So all the four ways how to bind, we know, and how to create our own components. We know how to create a components, and we also know how to make events handling, and we know how to create a services, and we know the pipes concept, and last thing is we know the routing also, routing as well as navigation we know, and we also know the HTTP, how to make a calls to the servers using HTTP module. Fine. So these are the concepts we know till now. So my plan is based on all these things, not just some empty data like I mean some static data like this. I need to do some real-time data. Okay. So for that, we can able to do an application now, that is Spotify, one music search app, Spotify music search app. So what this app is gonna do is, um, one minute, someone chat. Yeah, please go ahead.
Here the pipes topic has not been discussed.
Pipes not discussed. Ah,
Oh no.
okay, okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay. Fine, fine. I'll just discuss. Thank you.
Okay.
We'll see. I thought it is discussed. I think it should be discussed in somewhere in events handling or services. Yeah,
No, it's not.
yeah, okay. So now the plan is create a Spotify music search app. So what it this is, I show you. Um, there is a website called Spotify. This one, music for everyone, and
Sir, one
uh,
quick. Pipe
uh,
is basically like filter in AngularJS, right?
Angular JS is filter, and Angular 2 they started calling as pipes, but same concept. It was in there. It was filter only. Now they change the name here as pipe. Same, the date filter, number filter, JSON filter, currency filter, the same. Okay, we will discuss. We'll find one day and discuss. That's a small concept only. Yeah. Now today plan is I want to create this Spotify music search app. So here we can search for. I think you click on start free trial. It install one software actually, desktop application. Let me open that. This is Spotify. Actually, when you click on this particular button, start free trial, it starts downloads one app. You have to install that. So once you install, you will get this icon on your website. I mean, desktop. And once you open that, you can log into that.
So you said this is a desktop app,
Yeah,
Spotify.
this is desktop, but it is backend is having some API, and with that API, we'll make an Angular app. So this is desktop. Here you can search for a person. Let's take Arjit Singh something. Yeah, Arjit Singh. So when I click on an artist,
What I'm confused is, can we make a desktop app with like web programming?
yes, we can. That's Electron one platform is there, right? That's a GitHub people has given Electron. So with that you can do normal HTML, CSS, JavaScript. Or else recently one other this thing has come, NWJS. So with that
Oh,
also you can do desktop apps, or else this thing, React Native. With that also you can do native
because
apps.
I'm a little bit familiar with C Sharp, and in Windows Phone there is C Sharp. We can do desktop app, but web I don't I don't know with the web we can do. Yeah, it's
Okay,
interesting.
okay. If you know how to connect to the HTTP servers and all with that, that's you can do it.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, this is the. I mean, what you call artist you can search for, and he's having different albums, like these are all some albums, and in this you can search for anything and you can play them. It's playing yeah, it's playing in my system. Yeah. So we need to make an API. I mean, we have to make an application where you can search and where you can. I think I have done this in demo video. Let me show you that directly because I can't start the server now. It takes time. Let me go to YouTube. Mm, yeah, I think it's playlist, not playlist in my home, not there. Yep, here is that. This is the demo. Mm, that is 1 minute. Yeah, this one. Yeah, this app, Spotify Music Search. So when you search for a person, all these details has to come here. So all the artists will come over here, and if you click on any particular person, same routing concept, it will go to the specific artist and with this ID, and then see AR Rahman and followers and his albums. So when I click on each album, it go in depth inside of the each album. And that's yeah. When I click on this album, it go to that his specific album, and you can play the songs as well here. Okay, fine. This is the concept we'll do now. Yep. So I have taken a screens for this website. Bring them. This is one, and this is one, and one more will be there. Where was that? Oh, it's gone. I need to have a music search. Something is there. Yeah, this is one. Okay, this is one page, artist page, and this is albums page, and front page was there. I think I deleted by mistake. Okay, let's create a structure for this. And in this, if you want to connect to this API, they have given a public API. So the API is you can search for, go to Google, and here you can search for um, Spotify web API. Yeah, this web API for developers. Let me open this. Yeah, here it is. And here, see this one. Your application is going to connect to the Spotify, I mean their own database and server through API calls, and you can fetch their data and display in your application. So you go to reference. Yeah, here they have given a different approach, like a endpoint reference means what is the URL you're gonna connect to get some specific data, albums, artists, and all. And I'll search. I click on search. So this is the endpoint api.spotify.com version 1 and search. And you can search for, let me come down here. Yeah, you can search for an artist. If I click on the try, yeah, this is the URL spotify.com/search and question, I mean query. So whose name you are going to search? I want to search for AR Rahman or something. It's updated artist. It is a token based system. We will discuss the token based system in the last of Angular. That's a JWT web tokens. because they is a public URL, but they won't allow you to access directly. Suppose when I copy this URL directly and when I paste it manually enter here, see it allows token not provided. Okay, so it is highly secured and you have to give exactly the same token which is there over here. You can request for the new token. So whoever sending with this token, that for them only they'll give access. So I tell you how to send a HTTP request with this type of authentication keys, authorization keys. And yeah, to get some sample data, you get some sample data here. This is the data. You get data in a form of JSON response, and this JSON response we will convert to application, like we'll convert to cards or whatever. Okay, so this is the plan, and first create at least the setup, the structure, and then we'll continue the next part. So it will take minimum 2 days to complete all this. Yeah, first I have already created that folder structure. Let me stop this routing and see, I have just created before I start the class, that is Spotify music app. Only application created, nothing much I have done. So I will replace first the bootstrap and then I'll start it, and then we'll continue the next part. So go to HTTP, I think no, routing. Let me copy the bootstrap back to here. Music app, I'll replace, and I have to change the angular.json. So I go to routing. Let me open angular.json. So here I have to go to the styles copy. Sorry, script and styles copy. So here, Spotify app, Angular, Notepad++. I'll modify this to be bootstrap links. Done. And then, okay, it's ready now. Let's start the application first. Let me copy the address. I go to command line, or I say D. So ng serve. Yeah, here the plan is actually one moment. So here actually you have to make a search page here. Okay, so you have to make a search page. In the search page you have to search for an artist. So each artist will be having a collection of albums, and each album will be having a collection of tracks. So track is in a sense the audio files. So we will make a component or a page for a search, and including when you click on a search, I'll get list of artists. When I click on a particular artist, I go to the complete artist details page, and in the artist details, I'm going to display a set of albums. And when I click on a particular album, it goes to the albums page, and there you can see the list of tracks as well, and you can play the audio files over there, because I just made some audio tag with the links. So you can play the audio files also in your app. Okay, so there's a plan and it contains almost all the concept what we have learned till now. So meanwhile, let me load this to the WebStorm. Let me close all. Yeah, file, open, paste. Okay, okay. This started. Yeah, it's starting now. So let me design the page because that UI was not there. The first page is looks like this. Yep. Here is the first page. So here it requires a navbar. Okay. So here in the navbar, you have a brand called Spotify Search, and you have two links. One is so one is for home and one is for about. Only just two links in the first page. So this is going to be the home link, and this is going to be the about link. And the home page, we're just going to display some bigger text like Spotify music search. And some contents. And then we also make one text box for searching purpose. And then we display the artist in a card format like this one. Here I display a person name here, and then a person photo here, and the person details like some details. Okay, and here the person name. Fine. This is the first page, and about page nothing, just normal about the application and some version. So let's start with this part now. And here we need some list of components. Let's make it. So we need a navbar component first, and we need a home component. We need a about component, and we need footer components. As of now, these four for the first page, and then we will create later remaining things. So it is fully loaded, and also it is started. So let me go to here. Yes, it's came already. Okay, so I got this, and let's just delete this and let's make our own contents. Let me close all the things. Yeah, wait, we will discuss this after we have done the design. Okay, so first of all, go to src app component.html. I don't need all this. I only need that router link. And yeah, I will create a new directory for components. And I also create another directory for services. Yeah, in the components, I create these components: navbar, home, about, and footer. Let me open this in a terminal. So here I say nggc navbar, and nggc home, and then nggc about, and then nggc footer. Yep. So now check, we have all the four components, and let's make a navbar connected over here. Let's make a app navbar. So I got this, and let's make a navbar from. Let me go to the Bootstrap and get that. So go to Bootstrap. Go to documentation and components. Let me search for a navbar. Yep. So here I just copy this part. Go to here and in my navbar, navbar.html, this one. It's still loading. Yep, done. Open this. Yeah, I replaced this with the navbar. Let me modify some of the things. I don't need a search form. I don't need these my list items. I just need one, not active. I don't need the span. And what else? Here, it's not just navbar. It's a Spotify search, and it's a navbar dark, and also BG dark. And what else? Yeah, it's link will be slash, link will be slash, and I will make this inside a container. Yep. Now check once. Okay, I got it. And let's make some icon over here. Spotify search icon. There's an icon, Spotify icon. So I tag with the class, I think FE minus Spotify. Okay, but the icon is not display because yeah, I tell you. See here in the angular.json, we have connected the local font awesome, but we have not connected the global font awesome. Like the Google link we have not given. So because of that, it's not showing over here. So Google link where you connect and what to connect is. Let me grab that link first. I think in our Bootstrap online classes, Bootstrap complete files. Let me grab one. Yep, here is this. So here is the link. Let me copy. So where I will connect the online link is never connect here. Better go to index.html of this app. You can connect over here. Link, paste. So once I have given, I think it will work. Still not work. I think it's not FA. 1 minute. It's FEB. It's a brand, it seems. Yeah, okay. This works. And then home and about one other link. Let's make a copy. I'll paste it. I'm going to be the about. So this is going to be the slash about path. I'll just give some little gap between them. That's a padding. I'll just give px3 and here also the px3. Fine, looks good. Okay, so here in the home component, I want to do some data here. Let me configure the home now here.
Sir, but you said we need to give a router link, right? Not the HR link.
Yeah, we will do once we have done this
Oh.
part and we'll make it. We'll do. Yeah, home. Let's make this home search. Navbar. Let me delete this. Let's make a section. Let me give the class called p4. Yeah, one container, one row, single column. I'll make some h3 Spotify music search. So slight bigger. I'll give the class called display3. Okay, let's make some text below. I write a p with the class called lead. Let's say lorem. The 30 tab. Okay, and let's make a search box here. So for search box, I make another section. Yeah, I'll make a form. In that I write a division. with a class called form group. In that I write an input type. Type is equal to normal search, and the class form control. Let's make the placeholder search an artist. Okay. Yep. But some gap has come, a lot of gap. I think because of this padding and this padding. Okay, let's make some. Okay, then this is not required. Okay, so here I think it's a search box. Yeah, it's done. And below this, I want to display the results in a form of card. So let's make a results. Let's take a artist information. So I make another section. Let's make a, let me give a class called P3. Here one container, one row, one single column. Let's make a card over here, card header, card body. Yes. So here I display some color, BG primary and text white. I display the person name, at least here some Arjit Singh. Okay, but I want slight bigger. Let's make some H2. Okay, below this I want display the person photo. I'll do one thing. I want to make this like some column. Let's make this is 4 column and this is 8 column. I write another row. So call MD3. I'll take just 3 column layout and call MD 9 column layout. In the column MD3, I need to make an image, but I don't have an image. Just statically, I'll search for an image in the Google. We'll replace this with original data. So Arjit Singh. Yeah, this not this image. Yeah, let me right click, copy image address. Yeah, I write an image tag src. I'll paste it and give the class image fluid and image thumbnail, or else I'll give the alt nothing. And okay, so I got image, and right side you need to display the person name and his followers. In the column D9, let's make some H3. Let's say Arjit Singh, and yeah, let me display. It's quite bigger. I'll give the class called display 3, and let me give the text primary. Oh, it's quite large. And then I'll display below. I write a P, the class called. You can give some class called heading also. I can give some H2 is a heading, and you can give followers some static number. Followers and display some genus. Genus means what type of music it is. Class called H5 or something. Here I want to display each badge. Let's take a span. The class called badge, and badge success. I give some pop music. Let's make multiple. Let's make Indian. Let's take Bollywood, and I don't know, something songs. But yeah, others there's no space. Let me give some margin right, some 2. Let me copy this, paste and paste. Okay, I got this, and let's make a footer as well, and then we'll continue. Footer, you can make it, but I hope not required, because if you don't write anything, this footer is going to be displayed, right? Okay, let's keep a footer aside for time being. About page. If you click on about, let's create a bot here and go to about components. Let me configure that here. App minus about. Oh, sorry, it's a tag. App about. Just for time being, I'll add it before because I want to just see that content only. Later, we'll arrange with routing. Let's say yes, about is working. Let's make some about page here. So go here, about.html. Let's make again a section. Yes, about is having a call p4 and one this container. Let's make a h3. Let me give a class. Give a class called sorry. Yeah, let me give a class called display3, and inside I'll give the class p with a class called h2. Let's say something author, or let's take a version first. Version, some static version I gave 1.0.1, and then author I give my name in a span. Class called text primary, and let's make my name. Okay, below this I wanted to write some basic text. Let's say p with a class called lead, and let's say lorem body tab. Okay, that's a basic thing about a Spotify music search app, but I have to configure the routing once, and then we'll continue the part. So how to make a routing? First of all, we don't need to configure them here. This routing will take care about. So let's make a comment. Application routing. I will configure the routing in a app routing module here. Let's make a path, empty path. If it is empty, I'm gonna load a component. That's a home components, and comma another path. Path is of slash, not slash, just about. Then the component is going to be about components. Okay, as of now, just two components. Let's check now. See, home as display. When I click on about also display. But thing is, this page is getting refreshed because you're not configured with the router link. So back to navbar again. Yeah, here it's not href. It's going to be the router link slash, and also here it's a router link slash, and it is router link slash about. Okay, so fine. So home, about, yeah, it's working. But one extra thing here is we are not sure which is active, right? But which page in VR we don't know. If you want to give that active, there's a class extra. Router link active is equal to, you can give the class called active, and here also router link active, you can give the class called active. Sorry, you can give the class called active, and for this active I gonna give styles in the nava.css dot active. I'll give some basic like, let me give some box shadow, not box shadow, let me give some text shadow. text shadow 0, 5 pixels and 5 pixels and smoke white. Yeah, but see, home is highlighted. One second. Color red I'll give just for timing. If I click on home, color what? Anchor tag, right? Okay, 1 minute. I'll just give a box shadow also. Something is happening over there. 5 pixels, 5 pixels, white. So now home is active. When I click on about, both are active showing. Okay, I got it. I think it is not. You just given us this empty here, but here also starts with empty, so that both are activated. Don't do that. Let's do one thing. Comma path match is gonna be the full. You can give like this. Path match is going to be the full. So the full match will work. I think this time still the same. Home is working. No, this is correct. But why is making a two as same app component? Let me go back to the navbar. Router link active. Router link active. That's correct. We have to fix this actually. One minute, I'll do some trial. Okay, it's not working. I'll just fix it after some time. So don't waste time on this. Okay, so then for time being, don't add the styles. Let's comment out the styles. We'll discuss this part. Okay, so we got home and we got about. Yeah. So now the plan is whatever you're searching over here. So that I had to connect with two-way data binding with your application. I mean my component and this page, and through that I had to search for HTTP. Let's make a backend calls. Okay. So that concept we will discuss tomorrow. Okay. Any question till now? No. Okay. So that's it. So thanks for joining, and we will continue this app from tomorrow. Thank you.